Hey guys, Chris here. Today, coming back at you with another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing this old style, Hielemans old style. This I've never had before, so should be interesting. Yep. This is a yup beer. This is just so normal. I have no other word to describe it besides normal. It's like not refreshingly normal, but like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like I'm excited that it's normal. You know, there's a lot of stuff that kind of tries to be its own thing and tries to kind of step away from conventionality. But this is just what a normal beer should taste like. It's very cheap. It's, for a 6-pack of this, I paid a little over $5. It was like $5 or something with tax. At Jewel. And it's actually kind of funny that I bought this at Jewel because, way back in high school, I had I was in speech team and I had this piece about Jewel because I used to work at Jewel, and kind of the coach, he wrote in his own character kind of about this old Chicago style dude who was like, with the Chicago accent and all that, who was looking for a 6-pack of old style or whatever. And that's what I got. I got a 6-pack of old style at Jewel. But yeah, this is old Chicago dude beer, I think. Because allegedly this is, or at least it was, pretty popular around the Chicago area. I'm just so surprised how much better this is. This is so much cheaper than like Bud Light and like Miller Lite. I think it has like a tiny bit more flavor than Miller Lite, I think. Definitely a lot more flavor than the stupid Bud Light that I reviewed about a little over a month ago. Was that the last video I made? A month ago? Holy crap. I mean, here I am again. I'm actually grilling, so in a minute I guess I'll go flip the sausages and my parents' vegan burgers. Sausages are not vegan, those are full meat. I really don't like vegan food, to be honest. But this is very good. This is and of course, and the style of the can is just awesome. It's got this like medieval stuff going on, these giant barrels of beer and classic lager, old world methods, choicest hops, sparkling pure spring water. Spring water. I don't know where they get that from, or if it's even spring water or whatever, but I've always wondered how honest you need to be when putting information like this on cans of beer. I don't know if they have to be super honest or what even qualifies as spring water, you know what I mean? But either way, this stuff is pretty good. And it's got a lot of history. From what I've heard, they, I think it used to be called Old World, but there was a lawsuit, so they had to change it to Old Style, which is pretty interesting. And in the Prohibition era, they changed it to New Style, and it was a non-alcoholic or something. Hold on, I gotta go flip stuff. I'll be back real quick. Yeah, anyway, this is pretty good. I really do like this. And to be honest, I was kind of scared that it was going to be kind of crappy because just how cheap it is. But if you think about it, what was the last time you've seen an ad for this beer? I don't think I've ever seen an ad for this. You see ads for Bud Light all the time. You see ads for Coors. You see ads for Miller. I mean, I don't remember. Does Miller still sponsor the Chicago Bears? They might. I don't know. It's been a while, but I know for a fact. I think they did for a while. But this is good, and I guess that's part of the reason it's so cheap is because they don't really spend much on advertising. But just trying to see. Union made. Interesting. Oh, this is brewed in Wisconsin. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was brewed in Chicago, but I mean that makes sense. Milwaukee's a big brewing city. I really like this. I really like this. This is, I think maybe part of it's just the branding of it. You know, it's you know, because I associate it kind of with, oh, you know, old Chicago people maybe. And old Chicago people are cool as hell. I love old Chicago people. You know, people that just know every single road around here and they still got the accent and everything. But, yeah, the accent's kind of fading away, I think. Which is kind of sad because it's a cool accent. I mean, it's a very, when you hear a Chicago accent, you think more of like work. You know, you hear a California accent, you just think of lazy, stupid people, like the Valley accent. And New York it's New York. I mean, you know, New Jersey, you just make fun of. Southern accent, of course, you know, everyone knows. But Chicago accent is pretty damn cool when it comes to accents. I don't remember this exactly, but I remember sometime I was listening to, I think it was 101.1, WKQX, and they were talking about like research done or a study done that women actually preferred overall the accents, like they preferred the Chicago accent, which I think is kind of, that's just goofy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because all the other accents of the U.S. are just kind of goofy. Like, I like the Southern accent, but it's just goofy. You can't really take it seriously. Same thing with, you know, New York, you know, and that Northeast area or whatever. But, and of course, no one takes, you know, the West Coast accent seriously. But, that's pretty interesting. That could just be me remembering a false memory, but I'm pretty sure that I heard that on 101.1 at a point. I'm gonna go flip again. I really should stop filming these videos whenever I have to grill, but yeah, this is good. This is good. You get a lot of malt with this. And then you taste the malt first, and then you kind of taste a little bit of hops. It's not very hoppy at all. I'd say it's no hoppier than maybe Miller. I mean, I've only had so many, you know, beers so far. I haven't had everything. I've had this. I've had a bunch of stuff, but I don't really I'm not at the point where I can kind of distinguish a lot and kind of compare. I mean, I can compare because obviously, this compared to Bud Light, it's almost apples and oranges. I mean, it is apples and oranges, but like it's practically water. Like there's no flavor there at all with Bud Light. With this though, it's just what you want like a normal beer to taste like. You aren't buying this for a spectacular, wide range of flavor. It's very simple. What happens with this, I'll demonstrate again. You drink it, you taste beer, and then you taste malt, and then you taste hops. That's what happens with this. There's no complex, no complex flavors or, kind of stuff like that where it's like, I was drinking Guinness the other day because I'll tell you why I was drinking Guinness. I'll tell you why I was drinking Guinness Extra Stout, which Guinness Extra Stout is my celebration beer. Friday was the last day of my job at the UPS store, and I was working there for a little over 2.5 years. It would have been 3 years in September, but I finally finished there, and that was that. Yeah, but that's kind of my celebration beer because my now former manager, he got that for my 21st birthday, he got me a big 22-ounce bottle of Guinness Extra Stout. And now I just kind of associate that with celebration. So I got that for myself the other day from the the convenience store right by my house. And yeah, that stuff is good. That stuff is very complex. It's got a lot of flavor. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. I'm going to go flip again. This stuff is good. I like this. I think I'll be buying this a lot more often. Of course, I want to try a bunch more beers. I haven't really, I'll tell you about Heineken too. I do want to try Heineken, but technically Heineken was the first alcohol that I ever drank because I've probably told you guys this story a million times, but there was one day when I was 16 and me and my brother were walking around the block. Just gotta get out of the sunlight here. It's getting pretty intense. Me and my brother were walking around the block and we saw a Heineken on one of our neighbors' mailboxes. So I was like, oh, we gotta come back here and snag that. So we got on our bikes. I put a little jewel bag on my bike and I grabbed it and I made it look like, we were fixing a bike chain or something. And I just put it in the bag and we biked to the lake and I went into the porta potty and I took a couple sips of it and I was like, this is terrible. So I put it in the porta potty and I got some mint off my brother and we went home. And a while later, like a week later, my mom was like, Chris, I gotta talk to you. The neighbor came knocking on our door and he said that he saw you take the bottle of Heineken off his mailbox. And I was like, oh crap. And I believed that for the longest time, up until about a year ago, maybe less actually. It was maybe 6 months, 9 months ago maybe. My brother was telling me that he, at the time, was just scared for me. He was 13 years old, so he told my mom that I did that. And she made up that story because obviously she didn't want to say that my brother told her. So, but anyway, back to Guinness. So Guinness is very flavorful. You get a lot of like hints of chocolate and coffee and just a lot of different flavors of Guinness. But this is pretty much the opposite. You get two flavors. You get mainly malt. You get a good, I'd say, 75% malt, 25% hops, and it tastes very good. And hi, Mom. Wait, hold on a second. What? I'm flipping.
Okay. Is it ready?
No. Yeah, my family's funny, but yeah, it's very good. For the price, it's very good too. I mean, that's the cherry on top, is that this is a good price. You'd think an old style brand like this would be a little more expensive, but it's not. It's very cheap. It's like Pabst Blue Ribbon or Pabst Blue Ribbon cheap. So I'm gonna flip stuff one more time and then give you guys my closing thoughts, because this video's running a little long. So yeah, closing thoughts. Very good for the price. Incredibly good for the price. Like, really good. Like, this is less than $1 for a 16 ounce, you know, for a pint. Less than $1 a pint. And that's not even the best price. You know, of course you can get like a 24 pack for, I don't know, $15 maybe, you know. I mean, but the price is not the only thing. There's a lot of history here. I value history and stuff. You know, I like the, you know, products that I consume to have some kind of history behind them. You know, I'm wearing an XRT shirt. I got an old Seiko watch on. You know, I like my stuff with a little bit of history behind it. And along with this, you get the old Chicago dude credibility. And a really good flavor, you know, basic, but very good. I was reading some reviews on it. You know, I like to read a lot of reviews and watch a lot of reviews on stuff before I try it, and more so before I make a video on it. But the review on Binny's for this said it's like, it's a good beer to just eat a cheese pizza with, you know. It's just very basic, you know. Its strengths show in its basicness, if that makes any sense at all. But this is very good stuff. I totally recommend. I'm gonna give this, like, for what it is especially, like a 9 out of 10. The only thing that's holding it back from a 10 is, I mean, it's ultimately, at the end of the day, a little bit generic, because it's not really its own thing. It's definitely not its own thing, because there are many beers that taste similar, but everything else is giving this a 9 out of 10. That's all I got to say about it. And I'm gonna, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up, because this video is almost 20 friggin' minutes long. Holy crap. Well, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, because I'm done with school for the next 3 weeks, so hopefully I can make a few videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.